at Marlborough Hall, the home of the Halifax YMCA, and this was one of the big venues run by the wrestler Big Daddy. And here he is promoting his set. So here we are, Michael. Well, the Marlborough Hall, this is the venue that was run by the famous Halifax wrestler Big Daddy. Shirley Crabtree, who with his brothers Max and Brian promoted dancers in this hall. The big problem was that the YMCA had a pantomime every January, and so they couldn't do any promotions for a whole month in January. But that apart, we had some great people came here. Shirley Crabtree was connected to a guy who owned the Two Eyes Coffee Bar in London, and his name was Paul Lincoln, and he was a wrestler too. He wrestled under the name of Dr. Death, and Paul Lincoln got a load of artists from London to come and perform here. The Tornadoes with Telstar performed here. From London also we had Screaming Lord Such, who actually fell in love with a Halifax girl and pretty nearly married her. Her name was Rosemary Cottenham, but she had a singing name of Kim Roberts, and she lived in Halifax and came here and performed too. But Shirley Crabtree was superb in trying to bring the big artists in from London. Because we're halfway from Manchester to Leeds, we're also equidistant from Liverpool to Hull. We were able to bring in all the big groups across the north. And Shirley Crabtree actually tried to book the Beatles to perform here. And he negotiated with Brian Epstein, and he said, look, I'm paying £17.50 to have the groups. How much for the Beatles? And they said, well, it'll be 25 quid. No, I said, it's too much. And Brian Epstein said, well, I'll throw in a girl singer for nothing. Her name is Cilla Black. I'll throw her in as well. No, I said, I'm not having them. I only pay £17.50. Take it or leave it. So we never had the Beatles in Halifax. We did get Lulu. Lulu came and performed here when her big record Shout was high in the charts. And we also had Johnny Kidd and the Pirates with Shaking All Over. They performed here too. It was a venue that was never any trouble. With 3 big wrestlers on the door, we never had any trouble in this venue. Again, like the other venues, there was no alcohol. It was all coffee and soft drinks. Shirley Crabtree was a terrific guy for this town, much underrated in what he did. Because of the YMCA pantomime, in the end he gave up the lease on this place and he moved to his own club in Crown Street called Big Daddy's. And that's where I think we perhaps ought to go next.
Yeah, sounds good.